Okay, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the new video. We're going to be looking today at a couple of pickups that I've made over the last couple of weeks. There aren't many. There's only maybe kind of 9 or 10, but there's a good few DVDs and Blu-rays here which might be of interest to people, and there's certainly a couple here which I've been really dying to get my hands on. So we'll kick off. I suppose the first one we've got here is Blu-ray edition. It's the anniversary edition of The Remains of the Day. It's Anthony Hopkins and it's Emma Thompson. It's one of the Merchant Ivory movies, and it's a movie I've been dying to get my hands on for quite a long time. Christopher Reeve is there in a supporting role, and I have to I have a bit of a soft spot for Christopher Reeve. So it was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, and it was I think it was Best Picture in 1993. I'm not 100% sure on that. I will check that out, but that's really something I'm looking forward to. Anthony Hopkins and Emma Thompson are supposed to be amazing in this, and Emma Thompson is amazing, so that's worth checking out. Next one I've got is Wreck. And this, I believe, is a Spanish movie. It's a horror film. I have not seen this before. I do like a good horror film, but this is something I haven't seen. I'm reliably informed by a couple of people that I know that this is a really, really good one. So I think if you're into the films like, you know, made by, like, let's say Guillermo del Toro, or the people who made things like, you know, like The Orphanage, and let's say Guillermo del Toro, so look at things like, you know, Devil's Backbone and stuff like that. This could be worth to check out. So I'm not 100% sure. I've never seen it before, but I know it's filmed sort of like in a kind of a found footage kind of way, so this should be pretty interesting to check out. Okay, this is the next one's going to be a DVD, and this is actually one of my favourite films of the whole year. This was a film I got to see in the cinema a couple of months back. It's an Irish film, and it's called Good Vibrations. Now, Good Vibrations tells the story of a guy called Terry Hooley, and it's set during the Troubles in Northern Ireland in the early 1970s, and it's essentially about the birth of punk rock in the North. And what we're looking at is sort of, you know, the formation of bands like Rudy, you know, like the Undertones, Stiff Little Fingers, bands like that. So this is actually really, really good. There's some great, like, you know, great appearances in this. The music is absolutely fantastic in this. I downloaded a couple of tracks once I'd heard this, some tracks I hadn't heard before, and I was kind of blown away by it. It's definitely one of the films of the year for me. I would urge you to check it out. It's fantastic. Great central performance, and really, really interesting, you know, and a true story. So check it out. That's really worth checking. Next one is Blu-ray. I actually only got this for €8. This is Crash. That it's I think this won Best Picture in 2006. There's a huge cast in this. You've got Sandra Bullock, Don Cheadle, Matt Dillon, Brendan Fraser, Thandie Newton, Ryan Philippe, and Ludacris is in it as well, which I don't really care about because, yeah, anyway. So anyway, I've got to check this out because some people have told me that this is like a film that they look at when you know, people are in film school, so this is totally worth checking out. Reviews on this are amazing, so got to check it out. Haven't seen it before. Next one's actually a personal favourite. I'm a bit of a nerd, and this is actually the third copy of this TV series that I own. I own it on Blu-ray already, I own it on DVD, and now I own it on Steelbook. It's Firefly. Really looking forward to watching this all over again. I mean, this is one of the best TV series ever. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. YouTube Firefly, or Google Firefly, and just look at the sort of the online fan community in relation to this. I am going to do a review of this coming up very shortly. I want to talk about Firefly. I want to talk about a couple of TV series that I really, really love, and this is one of them. It was cancelled way before its time. It's got Nathan Fillion in the lead role as Captain Mal Reynolds, and Captain Reynolds is he's the captain of the Firefly class starship. It's called Serenity, and basically there's a bunch of people on the ship. They've all got pasts, they've all got backgrounds, and it's them sort of living on the ship and sort of having adventures. It's unfortunately, it never got off the ground. There was only, I think, 14 episodes, and only 11 were actually shown by Fox before they cancelled it, and they were shown out of sequence, so it never got a chance to really take off. Nathan Fillion's amazing. This is totally worth checking out. You have to have this. I got this on eBay. A guy sent this to me. I got it for like £20 sterling. Absolutely can't wait to watch this again. It's very nice. You've got an embossed front here. It's all embossed. You've got the Firefly logo. There's some artwork on the back here, which is pretty cool. I'll give you a look at that. That's pretty cool. Now, it's 3 discs. The artwork is actually, it's the same as the DVDs, and sort of the background artwork is Mal Reynolds here, which is pretty cool. So there's some actually, there's some, I think the artwork could have been a little bit better on the box, to be honest with you. I like the outside. This is a series though that really, just you can never do justice to it, it's so good. I got another steelbook actually, got this on eBay as well. This was really worth it. One of my favourite films, Platoon, the Oliver Stone film from 1986, starring Charlie Sheen as Private Chris Taylor, who he volunteers to go to Nam. And basically what happens is he goes to Nam, he finds out that, like, despite, I suppose, the ideals that he has in terms of what he wants to do in the Vietnam War, once he gets there and he meets the other privates and he meets the sergeants, he realizes he's pretty insignificant. So essentially it turns out to, like, a battle again of him versus Vietnam and him versus the other people in his platoon. You've got 2 amazing performances from Willem Dafoe as Sergeant Elias, and who's sort of like the good sergeant who kind of takes him under his wing, and then you have Sergeant Barnes, who's played by Tom Berenger, who is, he's so badass. It's an amazing performance. The scar down his face, it's incredible. This is a nice edition. It's a little, I suppose, I mean, you've got the DVD here, you've got the Blu-ray as well. The artwork is, that's Elias on the front. Anybody who's seen Platoon will know that's a really, really iconic image. It's from the movie poster. And on the back then you've got Charlie Sheen as Private Chris Taylor, and he's kitted out there in his full Nam outfit. So this is something I want to see on Blu-ray. I don't actually own it on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD. I do love the film. This was, I think, only about £10 sterling, so about, let's say, 13 euros, something. Completely worth it. Really looking forward to that. Next one, and this is actually something I'm going to look at tonight, and because I'm on a bit of a classic sort of binge at the moment, is the deluxe edition of Paul Newman's Cool Hand Luke. This stars Paul Newman as a guy who's very rebellious. He gets put in the chain gang, and he gets refused to be sort of beaten down. Really, really iconic performance from Paul Newman. I've actually only seen a bit of this before. I haven't seen the whole thing. So between this now, my favourite Paul Newman movie would be The Hustler. And after that, probably Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid with Robert Redford. But this is a movie now that, to be honest with you, I have no excuse for not having seen this. So I might check this out later on tonight. Next one will be, actually probably, I'm going to do a top 10 of my movies, my favourite movies over the next while. But I will say that probably my second favourite movie of all time at this moment, and it kind of changes, is The Dark Knight. Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight from a couple of years ago. I just adore this movie. I adore everything about it. I've always loved Batman, but just Heath Ledger's performance in this just takes it. That he won Best Supporting Actor for the Oscars. It just takes it to another level. I never get sick of this film. I've seen it in the cinema several times. It's been reissued in the cinema in Dublin, near to where I live, several times. I've gone to see it every time. And this is actually, I own it on DVD and Blu-ray, but this is actually the Blu-ray Steelbook edition. Now I got this in Dublin recently. It was €15. It was knocked down. It's actually a little bit more expensive if you go to if you go onto the internet, go onto Amazon, but it's only €15 in Dublin. I think it was Golden Discs. I went up near Stephen's Green. I'm really, really happy with this. It's a beautiful thing. And actually I remember it was €15, and the guy, because there was a little bit of cardboard here and it was damaged, the guy gave it to me for €13. Really, really good bargain, because I will be watching this, you know, every couple of months, absolutely without fail. It's one of my favourite films of all time. And I will be doing a review of this shortly. But as we see, you've got Christian Bale as Batman. You've got the burning bat logo up behind him on the building. You've got this absolutely fantastic picture on the back of Heath Ledger. Now, I mean, this is one of my favourite performances of all time from an actor. He's one of the best villains. Everything from the introduction, you know, from the bank robbery all the way through. One of my favourite scenes is the interrogation scene between himself and Christian Bale. I'm going to assume you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, you need to turn this video off right now and you need to go and rent it or buy it, or, you know, whatever, and get it. Here we've got the DVD, we've got the Blu-ray, and we've got the artwork, which you probably can't see very well there, but it is Christian Bale on the back pod. That was a pretty good pickup. Really happy with that. Okay, we're down to the last kind of 4 or 5. This is the extended edition of The Hobbit. Now, a lot of people have said to me, I loved The Hobbit, I really did. A lot of people have said to me, it's too long, you know, we didn't like the singing at the start and all that. I don't care. I love The Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson, I think, is a fantastic director. He's visionary in terms of, like, you know, what he like drew from the books. The question remains as to whether, you know, The Hobbit being put into 3 movies is a good idea. We won't be able to know that until the third one, There and Back Again, comes out at Christmas 2014. But in the meantime, this is totally worth checking. I'm going to do a review of this shortly. You've got this lovely, I don't know, can you see that? But you've got this beautiful sort of 3D image there, Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins. It's lovely. It's got this sort of faux kind of leather thing which goes nicely. I also have the Lord of the Rings, the extended edition, which I was just looking for there, and it's up there, but I won't take it down. And this is it's a five disc version. You get the 3D version as well in this. I do have a 3D TV, which I will maybe check this out on. I'm not a huge fan of stereoscopy, so 3D for me is kind of pointless. I have this really for the sake of completion and to see what the extended features are. I've been completely sort of keeping away from forums and stuff, so I want to know exactly, I want to find out for myself essentially what the extended features are on this and sort of, you know, how it's padded out, because I did love the film. It wasn't, as I said, there were a number of people who said to me it was a bit long, it was a bit bloated or whatever, but for me, I didn't care. If it was another 3 hours longer, you know, that would have been even better for me, because going back to Middle-earth is just, you know, is something I love to do. And I love the fact that we're back to a couple of years ago we had, let's say, Harry Potter, we had Lord of the Rings. You always had something to kind of look forward to coming up to Christmas, and the last couple of years have been a little bit sparse. So, you know, having The Hobbit last year, having The Desolation of Smaug coming out on the 13th of December over here in Dublin is a major thing. Really looking really happy about that, really looking forward to seeing it, but I need to get my tickets booked for that. Okay, last 3 things. Okay, we have the 3-disc version, which I picked up. Now this was €34.99 in euros, so it wasn't cheap, but I did want to get it. It is the 3-disc Blu-ray collector's edition of Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. Marlon Brando, Dennis Hopper, Martin Sheen, you know, Harrison Ford is in this. It's an iconic film. Really want to see it. I'm kind of getting a bit of a thing that there's 2 NAMM films I've picked up in the last sort of week or 2. So I'm definitely on some sort of a NAMM stint at the moment. Looking forward to this. It's beautiful. I'm going to do a review of this shortly, actually, because you get a beautiful 2 beautiful collector's books in this. You get postcards and you get a beautiful set with the 3 discs inside it as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I'm going to do a review on this shortly. Okay, second to last in pickups is a film from 2002, The Pianist, starring Adrian Brody, for which he won Best Actor at the Oscars in, I think it was 2002, could have been 2003. The movie came out in 2002 anyway, so it could have been maybe the February 2003 Oscars, I'm not sure. Anyway, Best Oscar Actor for Adrian Brody. Stars as a Jewish Pole who's living in Warsaw, in the Warsaw ghetto, and the film itself really takes place sort of towards the end of 1944 as the war is starting to kind of come to an end. And he plays a Jewish Pole, as I said, called Ladislav Spielman. He's a musician, he is a pianist, and when a lot of people in the ghetto were taken away, and they're taken away to work camps and concentration camps, he manages to evade them. He's able to hide in the ruins of Warsaw. And the story tells, I suppose it's one of those trying for the human spirit things, but it also tells partially the story of the German officer who I suppose saved him, who looked after him, who found him. He was a German officer. You should look him up. His name is Wilhelm Hossenfeld. And Wilhelm Hossenfeld was a captain in the Wehrmacht, or the German army, and he is noted for having done several acts of kindness and several acts of bravery for Polish people, for Jews in particular. And I think in 2009 he was actually inducted into the Yad Vashem in Israel, have the sort of righteous among the nations, and there was a campaign for a long time to make Wilhelm Hossenfeld, who I won't spoil the ending for you, but I would check it out. The ending is it's a tough watch, But and the film, like, you know, anything like this or Schindler's List is going to be, you know, it's going to be a tough watch. But it's really something you should check out. Wim Hassenfeld is played by Thomas Kretschmann. And there are another number of people. Oh, Ed Stoppard is in it, and Maureen Lipman as well. It is incumbent upon you to check this out. It's a great film. It's a sad film, but ultimately it is uplifting. It's a triumph for the human spirit type of thing, and it's worth checking out. Finally, one of my favourite TV series actually of the moment, season 2 is just out, and this is New Girl, starring Zooey Deschanel as Jess. I'm going to be, in the videos I'm going to be doing shortly in relation to my favourite TV series, this is one of the things I'm going to be looking at. Now, it's only in season 2 on DVD over here at the moment, but it's a very sort of, I hate using the word quirky, but it is a quirky comedy. It's basically 5 very different people, sort of, you know, their ups and their downs, they're getting on together, they're not getting on together, their relationships, and just, you know, sort of their daily lives. You should check it out. I will be doing a review on this very, very shortly, if I actually get time to watch all of these, because I have so many things to actually catch up on. Anyway, listen, that's it for me for the moment, and I'll check you out next time. I'm going to be putting up another couple of videos really, really shortly, but for the moment, that's just a couple of pickups that I've made over the last kind of 2 or 3 weeks. So hope you like them, and leave comments and let me know what you think, or let me know what you want to see, because the videos are actually pretty new. And I hope you like them, and if you think there's anything in particular you'd like to see, any reviews, I'm going to be doing sort of, you know, commentaries on different things as well. I'd love to hear from you, so post your comments down below, and we'll check you out next time. Alright, nice one.